Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be tackling a proposal that really caught my eye.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about using email.
Email.
Yes, email, as a key tool for modernizing education and prepping students for the future of work.
Interesting.
Intrigued?
I am.
I was too. So we're diving into a proposal straight from the Department of Education's website
Okay.
that suggests a pretty unique approach to this whole future of work thing.
It definitely challenges our assumptions about how seemingly simple tools can be used in really unexpected ways. I mean, email is something we often take for granted, but
Right.
this proposal kind of reimagines it as a powerful platform for educational transformation.
Exactly. So the heart of this proposal is a program called Aspire,
Okay.
which focuses on equipping students with the skills they will need to succeed in fields like artificial science programming, internetworking, robotics, and energy.
Wow, that's a lot.
And they're suggesting a dedicated enterprise email system to support it all. Aspire's mission really resonates with the current dialogue around the skills gap and the rapid evolution of the workforce.
Yeah.
And the fact that this proposal comes to the Department of Education
Oh, wow.
adds weight to the conversation.
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely. It's like they're saying, hey, this is a serious idea and we're putting some muscle behind it. So how would this email system actually work?
Well, the proposal outlines the creation of dedicated email domains for students, teachers, and schools.
Okay.
Think along the lines of, john.doe@students.email,
I see.
or like ms.smith@teachers.email. The goal is to create a unified and secure communication and collaboration network within that Aspire ecosystem.
So right from the start, students are interacting on a professional platform,
Right.
getting familiar with the tools they'll likely use in their careers. That's a pretty neat way to bridge the gap between traditional education and the working world.
Precisely. And it goes beyond just sending messages. The proposal talks about integrating this system with other resources like certification programs, collaboration platforms, and even systems for real-time student progress updates.
Wow.
It becomes kind of a centralized hub for all things Aspire.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me.
They are proposing to integrate AI voice assistants into the system.
Oh, wow.
Talk about taking email to a whole new level.
Yeah, the potential of AI in this context is vast. I mean, imagine a teacher
Yeah.
using voice commands to instantly pull up data on student project submissions.
Right.
Or an administrator streamlining the enrollment process using AI.
It could fundamentally change how we manage and interact with educational processes.
Absolutely.
The proposal actually lays out a bunch of scenarios to illustrate how this would play out in real life.
Okay.
Some are pretty straightforward, like teachers sharing lesson plans or a principal organizing a district-wide event using this platform.
Right.
But then you have scenarios that showcase the AI integration, like a parent using AI to draft a personalized message to their child's teacher. Or imagine a weather emergency. The system could send instant notifications
Wow.
and remote learning instructions to everyone involved.
That's great.
Really paints a picture of a highly responsive and adaptable system.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting, but it's important to acknowledge that this is still just a proposal.
Right.
As with any ambitious project, there are potential challenges to consider.
Of course.
Things like implementing this across diverse school districts, ensuring data privacy, and navigating the evolving landscape of responsible AI use.
Right. Those are definitely questions worth exploring. But before we dive into that, let's walk through some of the specific scenarios outlined in the proposal. I think it'll help us grasp the potential impact of this email-powered learning system
Okay.
on different users within the Aspire program.
I agree. Let's start by putting ourselves in a student's shoes.
Okay.
The source material describes a student, let's call her Sarah, who uses her students.email address to access a robotics certification program through Aspire. Through this email system, she receives updates, gets feedback from her teacher, and collaborates with classmates on projects. It's a very streamlined and organized learning experience.
It sounds like it could really simplify things for students and help them stay focused on their learning goals.
Yeah.
What about from the teacher's perspective?
Well, the proposal highlights how teachers from different schools could leverage this system to connect and share resources. Imagine teachers in rural districts being able to access lesson plans and collaborate on projects with colleagues across the country. It could create a truly interconnected learning community.
And it's not just limited to academics, right?
Right.
The source material mentions a principal using the system to organize a district-wide Aspire showcase,
Yeah.
demonstrating its value for administrative tasks and community engagement.
Exactly. And speaking of adapting to changing circumstances, there's a scenario about a school facing a sudden closure due to a snowstorm.
Oh.
With this system, the transition to remote learning becomes much smoother.
Yep.
Students and teachers can access virtual classrooms and resources using their dedicated email accounts, minimizing disruption to the learning process.
That kind of flexibility is essential in today's world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've seen how this system could potentially streamline communication and collaboration.
Right.
But let's get back to that AI aspect.
Yes.
That's where things get really futuristic.
Absolutely. The proposal offers some truly fascinating glimpses into how AI voice assistants could supercharge this email system. And it's not just for one specific user group.
Right.
There are applications for students, teachers, administrators, and even parents. So give us an example. What's one of these fascinating AI scenarios that really stood out to you?
Well, one that caught my eye involves a teacher who is trying to get a quick overview of student progress on a recent assignment.
Okay.
Instead of manually checking each submission, they could simply ask their AI assistant, like, hey, how many students have turned in their robotics project proposals?
Oh, what?
And the AI would then instantly pull up the data and provide a summary.
Talk about a time saver. It's like having a super efficient teaching assistant working around the clock.
Exactly. And on the administrative side, imagine using AI to streamline tasks like processing new student enrollments or managing those complex event calendars.
Right.
It frees up school staff to focus on, more strategic and interpersonal aspects of their roles.
And we can't forget about parent-teacher communication.
Right.
The proposal talks about AI being able to help parents craft well-structured emails to teachers, even if they, might be struggling to express their thoughts clearly.
It's about making sure everyone feels empowered to communicate effectively, regardless of their comfort level with writing or technology.
Absolutely.
It sounds like this AI integration could be a real game changer.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about the potential challenges that come with such a system. What are some of the things we need to be mindful of as we explore these possibilities?
Well, one key consideration is the digital divide. Not all students have equal access to technology or reliable internet at home.
Right.
So if we're talking about, an email-based learning system, we need to ensure that everyone has the tools and support they need to participate fully.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
It's about making sure that this system enhances equity in education, not exacerbates existing inequalities.
Absolutely. And we also need to think about user experience and potential learning curves.
Right.
I mean, some students and teachers might be more tech-savvy than others.
Yeah.
The system needs to be intuitive and user-friendly to ensure that everyone can navigate it easily and comfortably.
It's got to be accessible to all, regardless of their prior experience with technology.
Precisely. And of course, data privacy is a paramount concern.
Right.
With so much information flowing through this system, we need robust security measures and clear guidelines for data usage to protect student privacy.
It's about ensuring that technology serves the best interests of students, not the other way around.
Right. And it's not just about preventing misuse.
Yeah.
It's also about transparency.
Yes. Students and parents deserve to understand how their data is being used, for sure, and what measures are in place to protect it.
Transparency and trust are essential. So with all that in mind, let's shift gears a bit and explore how the system could be used in emergency situations.
Okay.
The proposal includes some interesting scenarios about how AI-powered email could streamline communication and coordination during a crisis.
Yes, the source material highlights several situations where quick and clear communication is critical. Things like sudden school closures due to weather and medical emergencies, or even security incidents.
Oh, wow.
The system could be programmed to send out instant alerts and updates to all relevant parties, ensuring that everyone has the information they need to stay safe and informed.
It's like having a built-in crisis communication system that can adapt to various situations.
Exactly, and it's not just about speed, it's about accuracy and consistency.
Okay.
In a crisis, rumors and misinformation can spread quickly.
Yeah, for sure. This system could help ensure that everyone receives the same verified information from a trusted source.
That's really important, especially in situations where panic or confusion could make things worse.
Right, and by automating these communications, it frees up school administrators and staff to focus on managing the situation and providing support to those who need it.
So moving beyond crisis management, the proposal also touches on how AI-powered email could revolutionize something we often take for granted.
What's that?
attendance tracking.
Oh, yeah. Imagine a world where teachers no longer have to spend precious class time manually taking attendance.
Right.
The system could automate this process, perhaps using facial recognition technology or even simple check-in features integrated into the email platform.
That would be a huge time saver for teachers.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it could also improve accuracy and reduce the potential for human error.
Absolutely. And it's not just about saving time. It's about using data to identify potential issues and provide support to students who might be struggling. Imagine the system flagging a student who's been chronically absent or tardy,
Oh, wow.
allowing teachers or counselors to intervene early and offer assistance.
It's about using technology to be more proactive and attentive to student needs.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just tracking who's physically present.
Okay.
With the increasing prevalence of online and blended learning models, the system could also track student engagement in virtual classrooms,
Oh, yeah.
helping teachers identify students who might be falling behind or disengaging from their coursework.
It's about creating a more comprehensive and data-driven approach to understanding student participation and providing support where it's needed.
Right. And as we discussed earlier, personalization is key.
Yeah.
The system could be designed to send tailored reminders and messages to students, encouraging them to attend class, catch up on missed work, or seek help when they're struggling.
Okay.
It's about moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach and towards a more individualized and supportive learning environment.
It seems like we've only scratched the surface of what's possible with this system. As we wrap up our deep dive into this ambitious proposal, what stands out to you as the most compelling aspect of this whole idea?
I think what's most remarkable is how the proposal reimagines a familiar tool like email as a central hub for a truly modern learning experience.
Yeah.
It's not about throwing out the old and replacing it with something entirely new. It's about adapting and evolving to meet the changing needs of education.
It's a great example of how innovation doesn't always have to be about the latest gadget or flashy tech. Sometimes it's about looking at what we already have with fresh eyes
Right.
and finding new ways to leverage it.
Exactly. And by integrating AI, the proposal takes this concept to a whole new level, creating a system that's not only efficient, but also incredibly adaptable and personalized.
Yeah.
It has the potential to transform how we manage everything from basic communication to complex learning tasks.
It's exciting to think about the possibilities, but as we've discussed, it's also important to proceed thoughtfully. We need to be mindful of the digital divide, ensure data privacy, and prioritize user experience to make sure this system truly benefits all students and educators.
Absolutely. Technology is a powerful tool, but it's up to us to use it wisely and ethically. As we move forward, we need to engage in open and honest conversations about the role we want technology to play in shaping the future of education.
Well said. So for our listeners out there who have been with us on this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you hope they walk away with?
Well, I hope this exploration has sparked their curiosity and encouraged them to think differently about the potential of technology in education. It's not about replacing teachers or dehumanizing the learning process.
Right.
It's about finding ways to enhance the human element of education, making it more accessible, engaging, and equitable for all.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. This proposal, while still just a concept, offers a glimpse into a future where technology and human ingenuity work together to create a truly transformative learning experience. And for you, dear listener, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What possibilities has this deep dive sparked for you? What creative applications can you envision for this email-powered learning system? Share your ideas, keep exploring, and join us again next time for another deep dive into the fascinating world of ideas and innovation.